Is Cam done? Talk to me.
I think he's done as a starter, Molly. And look, it's hard. Like, listen, man, this is the God honest truth because people don't get on TV. Everybody want to be so professional. But, Molly, you know me. I don't give a damn about that. My emotional attachment to wanting to see Cam Newton have success blinded me a little bit. And I think it's done it to a lot of people. But when you look at the reality of what football is and what Harry and Sam Acho knows it to be, it's what have you done? What have you done for me lately is the most important thing. And look, we didn't make this decision. Bill Belichick decided that a rookie was better suited to lead his team to the potential of winning a Super Bowl or getting into the playoffs than Cam Newton. So we gotta omit the MVP, the highlight plays, the Superman opening of the chest, and we gotta go to 2021 and look at this situation for what it is. And what this situation is the NFL has told us that Cam Newton is not looked at as a high-level starter in this league. He may be a guy that can come in and hold it down, and Cam Newton might change the whole narrative if he gets another opportunity to start. But remember, to Cam Newton coming to New England, it wasn't a lot of people beating the door down to get him. It wasn't a lot of teams that needed backups at the time saying, hey, let's bring Cam Newton in. But when we have these discussions about Cam Newton, as a defender for the Dallas Cowboys, when I used to go and play against the Carolina Panthers, I knew that Cam Newton was the best football player on the field. So as an analyst sitting here today, when we've had this whole conversation about Cam Newton and Mac Jones and what will happen with that, we said, well, Cam is going to be the starter and Bill wants to go with a veteran. And we kind of put a like side eye to what Mac Jones was doing. And then eventually, Molly, I don't know if you remember, I came around. I said, Mac Jones is going to be the starter. Mac Jones won the job. And that's an indictment on Cam Newton and where he is as a football player. But the emotional part kept me holding on. But the bottom line is Cam Newton didn't get taken off of waivers, and Will Grier did by the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't know what else to look for evidence that Cam Newton will be a guy to start going forward. It's hard for me, y'all, because it's emotional, and I wanted to see Cam have a tremendous amount of success. And when you see a career start to take this path, it bothers you as a former NFL player because we all been there.
And Marcus, I agree with you 100%. It's hard when you sit up here and you see a guy be so dominant at the college level, be so dominant in the NFL for so long, right? A guy that's actually from the same area that I grew up in on the south side of Atlanta. But I'll be honest, I'll tell y'all, I know 100% Cam's not going to be a starter in this league this year. I know that for a fact. And I'll tell you what I'm actually concerned about. I'm more concerned about Cam's mindset right now, even if does he want to play, right? Because I don't think Cam wants to be a backup. When you're the man for that long, I don't think you can accept being a backup.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? We have this thing as men, especially football players, that sticks with us, and it's called pride. Right? And it's hard for us to adjust that and let that go when you've been the man for so long in college, even from high school, college, and to the NFL level. Now, I will tell y'all this. I am also concerned because looking at Cam in that third preseason game, I don't think Cam is healthy. I just don't. The footballs that he's throwing, outside the numbers, he's skipping passes. It looks like he's straining to even get the football out of the pocket. I don't know if he's 100% healthy. And when I read his tweet that said, don't feel sorry for me, I'm good, in my mind that said, okay, football don't define me as a man. It's something that I did. So if I walk away from this game, either way it go, I'm going to be okay. And my family going to be straight. So that's the light I'm looking at it in.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it too, right? I remember 2-3 weeks ago when Tim Tebow got released, we're all saying, oh, Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's about to be on TV every Friday on this show right here, right? Like with Cam Newton, oh no, Cam Newton, and I feel so bad. He said, don't feel bad for me. I'm going to be fine with or without football. The tape showed that Cam cannot play quarterback right now because his arm is not doing what his arm is supposed to do as a quarterback. That's what the tape said. The coaches have said, okay, you are not a starting quarterback. That's what the coaches and the league has said. And then even some people, when you talk about signing Will Grier and even talking about, like, here's the thing. Like, when you hear phrases like, oh, he's going to have he's got a lot of football ahead of him. Like, I've heard those phrases before. I didn't play after that. Like, when GM, I fired my agent. I was my own agent, right? I'm calling GMs, calling coaches, all of them. They said, oh, you're going to have a long career, but you're just not a good fit. Call another one, man, I love the way you play, but not a good fit. That means I ain't playing the NFL anymore. That's exactly what that means. And so with Cam Newton, yes, I love the point of there's this pride, and that's like he's like Superman, bro. We're talking about Superman. We're not talking about a backup hanging on, just trying to chase rings. No, this is Cam Newton, the Cam Newton. Yep. I remember when I sacked Cam Newton. That's like one of the highlights. Man, I got a chance to sack fumbles Cam Newton in the playoffs. Like, people go and talk about that. They tell their kids about that. Like, that's something you talk about, but not a backup quarterback to go back up in Dallas or back up in Tennessee. Like, no, that's not, in my opinion, that's not who Cam is. And maybe it's what he wants, but you don't need that, man. Like, there's so much more in life, and I think Cam knows that. That's why he would tweet something to the effect of, don't worry about me. I'm good. Fine.
I'm good.
And let me make a point. Pull Molly up on the camera, because she's been a part of a lot of these discussions that we've had over time when it comes to this situation. Yeah. And I got to put this out here, and this has nothing to do with race, but it has something to do with the stigma that's put on athletic African-American quarterbacks. And this is why for the last 2 years, I've been screaming, evolve the passing game in Baltimore, Maryland. Evolve the passing game with Lamar Jackson so he can operate from the pocket. Yep. The athleticism is going to diminish. You are going to take a hit. Ask RG3. It will be a hit. It will be too many hits to your body. You have staying power. I'm not saying for the first 6-7 years it can't work. You still young, you spry, you athletic. You can get out and do what you want to do from an athletic standpoint. But at some point, this league at the quarterback spot, you are going to have to operate from the pocket.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.